Dark mode enabled. Hi, everybody. Welcome to dark mode video victories. Hi, Jane.
Hello, good morning, darling.
How are you?
Afternoon,
Yeah, afternoon. Oh
technically.
my God. 1 minute. And thank you so much if you are listening onto the replay and our darkmodelive.com. And make sure you check out all the other past episodes and past season. We get into tons of things like marketing and social media and living offline and tips to do so and all this, just all the fun things.
Catching up with Captain Clark.
Heather, what's
So
new,
Oh my
girlfriend?
God. Lots of things are new. A revitalization in Luminalytics is on the horizon.
Very excited for
Um,
that. Very,
I
very excited.
know. I know. I miss my Luminalytics. I was being accosted. I was telling you the other day, accosted by the universe. Angel numbers all around me. And I'm like, fine, okay, fine. So
I
I'm gonna
get
be
it. I get it.
signs everywhere, but I will be adding some new personal numerology and astrology services on top of the business numerology and astrology
Oh,
services, which is
nice.
amazing. Social media for Realcom is at the end of this month. I can't believe it's May already. Can you believe it? It's gone by so fast.
I mean, I can still remember when I was like 16, you'd be like, I'll never drive. So
It just goes by so fast. I can't even.
I'm
But yeah,
never gonna be grown.
yeah, I know. Well, I mean, so yeah, that's about it. Just kind of like getting back to Luminalytics, doing the social media thing for Realcom. Yeah, just and
Yeah.
excited for the summer. Essentially, it's almost here. The kids have swim. I have my amazing backyard to relax in, and I'm just super stoked. What about you, Jane? What have you been up to?
Well, I am adult swimming.
Nice.
The show, okay. I turned 42 on Sunday, so I'm
Woo!
feeling
42.
great. I was
42.
gonna go to train, but I started my period in case anyone cares.
Ah,
So I'm definitely
boo.
going this Saturday, so I'll have more to talk about. And
Okay,
other
good.
than that, I've just been trying to, keep it low key so I can not be mean to people when I'm on my period. But
I feel
it's
it.
it's wrapping up, and yeah, I'm excited. We have the awards ceremony for DPA this weekend or this week, and I'm really excited to go and just see everyone.
Yeah.
And it should be a really fun time.
Yes. And then you and I
So
next Tuesday have or is it Tuesday or next Monday? Is it next Tuesday? I forgot. It's our
I think
full moon sound bath. So I'm excited for you to do that with me.
yes, Monday afternoon. Very
Yes.
exciting.
Yes.
Evening, it's
Yes.
afternoon.
Evening. Yes. Whatever.
All right. So this whole
Um,
video thing, I just want to
yes.
preface this by saying that Heather knows way more about this than I do, even though I did take videography in college and I produced a really terrible video with a green screen and a cat in a bathtub. You can only assume how well that went, but hey, A for effort. And I think I actually did get an A for effort. It was awful, but it was bold.
I love it.
And I used After Effects and all that stuff, but honestly, I just didn't love it as much. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
come now. You are like every single day doing video, and you're gonna have some amazing insights. And I'm gonna come in the back end and give those like special branded things that help elevate your
Yes.
videos from like womp womp to like a polished video where people won't
Yes.
even think you did it yourself.
That's what I'm actually really excited to hear about after I give
No,
my tips
I'm
because
excited to learn how to
no,
do a video.
listen. Because
All
like you
right.
are so good at the branding and the polishing and like just creating the brand vibe. And I feel like I'm good at the technical things. So I'm glad that seriously, you and I complement each other so well when it comes
I
to
agree.
like the podcast. Honestly, I know I'm tooting my own horn over here with for us, but like I feel like I'm very technical and you're very vibes and branding
And
and like just up. Yeah, I'm just so good. Okay.
yeah, let's get into it.
Yes. Okay. Well, there are two different types of videos that you could be making, right? Long form and short form. Short form videos, I lean towards the short form videos because I'm a social media manager and strategist. I've been doing it for 15 years. Um, so in addition, the social media platforms really want the vertical videos
Yeah, they do.
and honestly, for social media purposes and social media algorithm purposes, everybody really should be utilizing short form video because there are three different algorithms on Instagram, for example. There's the normal feed, there's the stories, and then there's the vertical video feed. The vertical video feed is going to like push your video out to non-existent followers, followers that don't even follow you yet, people who are out there and they are non-followers, but it's kind of like a discovery page. And so that is what gets more eyeballs, more followers, more reach, because
Mm.
you're serving your content to not just your already existing followers, but to the masses, where then you can pick up new followers. And that is why I really think it's super important that everybody learn how to do vertical video. So first I'm going to go over CapCut. Now, yes, CapCut is tied to TikTok. If TikTok is banned, CapCut goes away. We all saw this when it happened. I was screaming it from the rooftops while we were waiting for TikTok to be banned. And I'm like, but guys, CapCut. And everybody was like, no, it's not gonna happen. It happened. And of course, everybody lost their minds. Everybody was looking for alternatives.
Yeah,
And it was so funny. On that day, Instagram Meta came out with their own edits app.
I bet they did.
They did, little shady business over there.
That is hilarious.
I
Welcome
know.
to capitalism.
I know, right?
To steal from
So
each other constantly.
so ridiculous. So, yes, I love CapCut so much. And because the TikTok ban was supposed to already happen again because he only gave, I don't know, it was like 3-month reprieve.
Yeah.
But nothing, it's still there. I'm on TikTok every
I
day.
think he's waiting for his like approval rating to drop even more, so then he'd be like, "It's permanently here. You can kiss
Yeah.
my feet now."
Right. Yeah. So anyway, that's here nor there, but CapCut is one of my favorite editing tools for your phone and your desktop.
Mm.
I have CapCut downloaded to my desktop. I can utilize Canva in browser at capcut.com, or I can download it to my iPhone. I utilize the iPhone all the time. And the reason why is because I am creating content. Now, granted, don't let my chiropractor hear me say this, because
Mhm.
my kyphotic neck, I'm not supposed to be creating content on my phone because I can't look down. So I am still doing it. I don't care. And I'm sorry, Chad.
Can't you just lift your phone up?
I do. That's what I'm doing right now. I do the same, and I have so many tools to hold my phone for me, so I don't have to hold. Girl, don't even get me started.
I love it. Okay.
Anyway,
I knew
so
it.
CapCut is great for creating content for the phone that is meant to be for the phone, which is a lot of vertical videos. All of the vertical,
Mm.
TikTok is a mobile app platform. Like, nobody's consuming content from TikTok on their browser on their desktop unless you're a masochist, honestly. Um, so CapCut is amazing. There are so many things that this little app can do. It's bonkers. So number one,
Nice.
it can transcribe and cut up full entire podcasts. So if you're on, Opus Clips, CapCut
Yeah.
has their own version. So if you create a long form video on CapCut, once you export it, it then starts to automatically create clips for you.
Ooh.
I know. So that's why I really love CapCut on the desktop, specifically the software, not the browser. Because that's baked right in.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't do it that way because I'm very picky about how I do my vertical video for our podcast. But
Yeah.
if you are someone who, has a podcast, a subscription where like or even just like a channel, CapCut desktop, allowing you to create your long form video and then being able to chop it up immediately on export is so helpful. So check out CapCut desktop. But another thing I really love about CapCut is the template section. There is a whole, and you know what I learned too about CapCut and the template section?
What?
Kids ages 13 plus, 13 to 18, they're using it to consume content. They're not using it for, granted, yes, they're creating templates and they're creating videos, but they are also, in addition, using it to post their already created videos. There's a CapCut creator program. So if you're creating templates and vertical videos, people are just showcasing their lives. But I think when I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's a template, but somebody just made But in reality, they really are in Italy. They really are like creating content and then creating templates and then create and pushing it on CapCut. It's bonkers to me. I just found this
Wait a
out.
minute. Now I know location matters, but you're telling me that they like make up their wait, you don't mean that kind of location.
No, no, no. So like
Wait.
so there's lots of templates where like it says hello May and then it's like the quick and it's always stylistic. There's always somebody doing something really aesthetically pleasing in these videos.
Mm.
They're not fake. They're all real. They're
So
all
is
these
this like
people. It's
going to
crazy.
IKEA and buying a frame and it having a cool picture in it to just keep the picture?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they are. Yes, these people are literally creating templates on CapCut, but also showcasing their life, and kids are consuming content on CapCut like it's TikTok.
Oh my gosh, that's
Isn't
wild.
that crazy? That's wild. You know how I found that out? My
Because your
bonus,
mom?
my bonus kids.
Yeah.
My, I told them I was talking about the TikTok ban, and they were like, "Wait, is CapCut gonna go away?" And I'm like, "How do you know about CapCut?"
Excuse me.
And excuse me, what are you doing, 11-year-old, on CapCut? And they were like, well, we do templates, but we also consume content on there. I'm like, get out of town. That is
That's crazy.
crazy.
Okay.
Crazy. So, anyway, CapCut is an amazing tool to utilize vertical video. So, I utilize it for the templates. I also utilize it for the editing skills. The editing on there, the editing tools are bonkers. There
Nice.
are a whole entire library of audio, of sounds. You know how we were talking about, and you're probably going to touch on this a little later,
Yeah.
about the branded sound. There are tons of sounds on CapCut that you can utilize,
Yeah.
from text to overlay to effects to captions to transcribing a whole entire video for you. Templates, what? There's a whole template section inside that. Girl, I just found out something that I didn't even know I knew right now. There, if I'm editing a video, there's actually a templates button in said video. So then the video I'm editing, I can, oh my God, that's bonkers. Okay. And then you can also make AI avatars in CapCut.
Oh, fun. Okay. That's
Yes.
new.
So I could like pick somebody and like literally they're talking, there's Maggie in an esports room with podcast. Isn't that crazy? And they're all fake people. It's bonkers. So go check out CapCut. It's amazing. Number 2, Canva, surprisingly. I love utilizing Canva for vertical video content creation, but also long form, but also all of the stock videos that you're able to utilize in your content. So, for creating content for Luminalytics, I'll sometimes go look for stock videos of space or the cosmos or binary code or the moon and the stars. Like, I'll utilize that content on as a backdrop to text overlay on a video, or even just utilizing that as like the focal point. um Video content over on Canva is amazing. I pay for the pro version so I can utilize their video library, their photo
Yeah.
library, and their elements library. Because I mean, literally, even just taking a static image, I just created a Luminalytics post today. It was a quote about intuition, and it was a static image. I then uploaded it to Canva and just added overlay of sparkly element over it, and that created a video. All a video is a image adding elements, moving elements, and then downloading it as an MP4. You can literally take a static image and then download it as an MP4, and then that would be your video. As long as it is in an MP4 format, that vertical video will make the page or the discovery feed of Instagram and the discovery feed of TikTok and whatever. As long
Love
as
that.
it's in an MP4, you have a video.
Does time matter, Heather?
Here's the thing. It's so funny because it depends on what your goal is, right? So if you're trying to create um trust and authority, long form videos are going to bode well for you because
Yeah.
only subject matter experts can talk about a specific topic for an hour, for two
Right.
hours,
Agreed.
forever, however
Yeah.
long that is. You can see the cracks when somebody doesn't really know what they're talking about
Right.
at
Yeah.
length, right? So if
Yeah.
you want to be a subject matter expert and you want to create know, like, and trust and show off your expertise, long form video is the goal. That is one of the reasons why we do dark mode because we're here to showcase our skills, our and also help people with the tips and tricks and tools that we have.
Right.
But that allows us to become, experts in our field and also showcase that we know what the F we're talking about, honestly. That is why the Dark Mode Live podcast is turned into long form video with captions and then is put on YouTube. So that is why long form video is super important. So, long form video, 30 minutes to an hour, depending. This podcast, Jane, we used to have it, what, an hour, and then we kind of pulled it back to like 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
because
yeah,
we can only absorb so much information in one
right.
session.
Right. Yeah. So then for the short form, I mean, it depends on the goal as well. I know some people who make 2-second videos that loop so that
Mm,
it gamifies the system so that you may have sat there for 5 seconds to look at the video, but I just got 2 views out of you instead of one because it
mm,
looped. So, is your goal to get more views? Amazing. Is your goal to tell a story? That story may be 30 seconds to a minute long. A lot of the short form videos, you can also go up to 3 minutes. So, the 3 minute mark is great for if you are chopping up podcasts or chopping up, your channel. That is a sweet spot because sometimes you cannot convey a full thought in 15 seconds,
yeah.
honestly. So you do need that minute 30 that sometimes Instagram allots you. Now, I'm going to tell everybody a little hack. I'll tell everybody this because I just like to keep information to myself.
I love it though. I mean, thank God. I'm a TMIer and sometimes I wish I could go back and not do that. So
Well, plus it's like I'm giving away like my information that like I've learned on my own. It's kind of, what is that thing called? Intellectual property or
intellectual
whatever.
property.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
So okay, if you have a long form video that's vertical over on Instagram, don't go to the top. Okay, so you go to your profile. You click that little plus sign button at the top and it says reel. Don't click reel because that's going to like box you into only a minute 30 or like 3 minutes, however long they allot it. If you want your long form video to hit the vertical video feed in totality, you are going to click post. So you go to plus sign, click post, choose your 10-minute video. It doesn't matter if it's on a vertical video of a minute or a 10-minute post. That video is still going to make it to the discoverability feed
Cool.
because all video is now being pushed and housed under the vertical video reels tab.
Mm,
So because of that, it is being pushed to the vertical video tab, which means it's being pushed to the discoverability feed. So if you do have a long form vertical video that's 10 minutes long and you're like, crap, I can't post that to Instagram because they only allow 3 minutes and I'm going to have to chop it up into 3 parts. No, you could just hit post, put the video in there, put your caption, and it'll hit the discoverability feed because it is being housed in the vertical video feed. So, little hack for everybody there. I don't know anybody knows that, but there you go. So that's to get a little more reach and engagement on those long form videos if you put them on Instagram. So we talked about CapCut, we talked about Canva, and then if CapCut does go down, then Instagram has its own thing called edits. Go download that. I doubt is gonna go away though because it's like in limbo or whatever. And then I do want to just give one critical tip. Critical, like I guess, like I am just I'm gonna judge you guys. I'm a judgy wudgy was a bear. Sorry. Stop putting grainy ass ugly stickers and moving emojis on your videos. If you if you are going to do so, make sure when you put it on the video, it's not blurry, it's not pixelated out, it's not blown out. Make sure it's crisp, clean, and makes sense with your video. I don't know how many times I've seen people use those ugly ass Instagram stickers and they put them on their video and then it just degrades their video and it makes it look all grainy and ugly, and aesthetic is everything. So knock it off, everybody. So those are some tips on the videos, the time, what apps to use. And I could sit here and give everybody a play by play on like how to use CapCut, how to use Canva, how to do
You
all these
know,
things. It's a
yeah.
learning process, honestly.
And you know what the biggest question is that I bet you people are thinking right now?
What's that?
Heather, that's all nice, but how the hell do I change the thumbnail picture?
Oh my God. Okay. I will help everybody out because I'm telling you, that is the biggest thing. Number one, if you are posting it onto Instagram or Facebook, you have that ability to change the thumbnail. You go edit cover and you move it around and you find the best one. Or
Perfect.
if you have a pre created graphic, they also give you the ability to upload your own media to the cover photo. Now, LinkedIn, MF and LinkedIn, they do not give you an option to change the cover. And I've posted so
Son of a
many.
gun.
Girl. But here's the thing, and I will give this hack to everybody who uses CapCut. Take that video, and this is what I have to do too, because I'm like, oh crap, I forgot. LinkedIn gives me a horrible thumbnail, and it looks like I'm like half drunk because my eyes are half open. And it's like, come on, LinkedIn, let's be a little smarter
Do
here.
better.
Yeah, be better, LinkedIn. So what I do is I take that video, I then upload it into CapCut, and then in CapCut itself, on the timeline, you go into edit, you upload, and then the timeline itself to the left, not in between the timeline and the mute, the clip, there's a little button that says edit cover. And you can upload or choose which part of the video you want to be the cover and then click export, and then it will always have that cover photo. So CapCut
Awesome.
does that amazingly. So if anybody needs, you gotta fix the thumbnail for the LinkedIn because they are not user friendly. That's how you do that. But Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, they all allow the editing of the thumbnail in the platform itself.
Very cool. And
Yes.
if you guys are doing like a intro slide, it's going to just capture the very first frames, and that's
Yes.
probably perfect. But if you're like doing a people video, or
Yeah. A
even if you
floating
want to
head
say
video. Yeah.
something, yeah, before you dive in, this is a good idea.
Yes, for sure. So those are my tips. Those are my tricks. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, jokes, riddles about video victories or video content creation, just shoot me a message. But Jane, so I went over on like how to create things and what not to do and make it look like shitty, right? But you're here to like elevate. You're all about the branding and the vibes and the aesthetic and the sound and the being memorable. Like because you like to create brands that are sticky in your mind.
I do
So
like the
you do.
sticky brand or
Yeah.
brands that you flock to, right?
Yes, exactly,
So,
exactly.
well, for me particularly, long form content tends to be best, but I have noticed that a lot of long form content videos are hovering around the 8 minute mark, and I don't know if that's super intentional or just like
Hmm.
how long it takes to say
Well,
something.
I wonder if people, because there is like this theory of like I don't know, social like ness of people where they're like there's always like a 7 minute lull. So
Mm,
maybe it's like 8 minutes is like the longest that some people will watch and then they drop off. There has to be
yeah,
analytics behind it,
yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, there's lots. And again, it'll totally depend on your industry. So definitely look at those numbers. But from like a branding perspective, all right, I'm going to do a little exercise, guys. We have a couple of people here. If you are interested in guessing something for me, raise your hand. I'm going to put it in the chat. I want you guys to tell me what this is, okay? Open the chat. All right, tell me what this is. Dun dun. Dun dun. Do we know? Who wants to guess on who that is? Dun dun. Dun dun. Do we have anyone? Dun dun. All right. Well, listen, I'm not a jingle expert, people, but listen, okay? It is Law and Order. Okay.
Bum,
So
bum.
think of like the dun dun. How many sounds do we hear every day that when we hear it, we immediately think of someone, right?
Yes.
And so that to me is the power of branding. And branding just isn't all visual. It's sound, it's smell, it's all the five, six, whatever, how many senses we have. It's all the senses. And so um, what I would do over everything else is at the very end of your videos, I would put a little like end slide with the call to action. Here you are really quick, like just like a second that they can pause and look, because you really want those sounds, those graphics, those words to really make people think specifically of you. And you can only do that if you really stand out, if you do something that no one else is doing. There are a lot of, well, for example, every, Fortune company ever, I mean, especially on the Super Bowl, you see all these commercials, right? And they're telling stories. They are working in cultural moments. They are bringing in nostalgia. And so all of those things really play with our emotions. And so the very first thing I would do that will kind of elevate everything is decide what your jingle might be. What's your like anthem? And by the way, where is this music? Do you have to buy it? Is it free? Because we do have permissions issues across these platforms. But if you
Oh,
do
good
buy
point.
yeah, if you buy a jingle, and for example, for every other designer out there, you might have something called Envato Elements. I think Free Pick might have something like that too, and a lot of other stock sites do have like a sound library. And so you can buy those and you can buy different licenses based on what you need. So therefore, then you can actually, you would have to upload it in CapCut and not like on the platform. Unless once a video is done, you can upload on the platform. And then if you're pulling from like, not SoundCloud, because there's people I believe that isn't like free for commercial use. So it's got to be something that no one else has. And honestly, it's okay not to pick a song from the radio. In fact, you don't want to do that, because next thing you know, maybe they only play one song and never hear from them again. I guess that'd be good for you. Then it'd be unique. But other than that, a
So
lot of people can use those songs. And so you really want to find something unique.
so that's why I mentioned the CapCut sound
Yeah.
audio library, because our opening slide for dark mode is like a synth. I think I looked up like dark just as the keyword, and it gave me
Yeah.
this super synthy 80s vibe, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
ooh, this is the vibe. So
The vibe.
CapCut for the sound, but also they have free for commercial use library in there too,
Love
which
that.
is awesome. So wanted to add that to what you
Yeah.
were saying.
And you could, like, for example, all right, I'm not saying my jingles are best in the world or anything, but here is how simple it can be. Like my dun dun, like Law and Order sound. But at the end of our videos, we have it fades, it goes through our logo, some punchy colors, and it goes, woohoo,
I
that's
love
it.
it.
You're just like, is that a bird? I want people, when they hear a bird outside, I want them to think of Brand Swan. Can you imagine?
Oh my God, I love that so
So,
much.
yeah, so you really have to, market with all the senses and making sure it's exciting, making sure that your headline is right before people can even see it, like you got to see, what do people care about? What kind of questions are they asking? What's the hook? Because you got about 3 seconds before they bounce.
And I wish we could capture smell. When you talked about the senses, so like we got the
I
sound
know.
with the bird, we got the sight with the logo,
Hmm.
um, the feel. I want feel would be a business card, right? Maybe a
Yeah.
scented business card.
Yeah, yeah, scratch and sniff,
A
especially if
scratch like
you're a
a
perfume,
lavender.
right?
Oh my God, it's giving Elwood vibes because
I
Elwood, she was like, it's scented, like her resume. I love it
I
so much.
I
Sorry.
went to Longwood Garden. No, it's fine. I went to Longwood Gardens recently, like a few months back, and I was in the very overpriced store, but nothing but respect, Longwood. But you know what you're doing.
Yes.
You're trying to make some money. And there was this most beautiful collection of like wood smelling candles. And I'm like, oh my God, this exactly smells like moss and mushrooms, and it's not good.
Yeah.
It's earthy and it has a vibe. And I'm like, wow,
Ooh.
you think this smells worse than I thought in my head how it would
Yeah.
smell. Yeah.
That's interesting. But yeah, I wish we could capture a smell of Brand Swan. I when I look at Brand Swan's logo, I smell sherbet.
Yeah, fruity sherbet.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all. Yeah, that would I would absolutely eat that. So think about that, and again, and try to be consistent because that's what makes it memorable. If you don't do it once or twice, then no one's going to remember that. But if you do it consistently every single time, might even annoy people. Who
So I
cares?
do remember the
Who
opening
cares?
slide to Gary V's. I think it's like this clap. It's like a clap slide. It's
Oh,
weird. It's like clap and then goes shh or something like that. It's very like it's noticeable because like you're being clapped at.
oh
It's
yeah.
like
Remember like Bad Robot for the kid
yeah.
voice from like X
Yes.
File. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
these film directors have it. That Paramount they have a woman holding
Yeah.
something, and she's been that same age for the last 300 years.
Right. Yeah. Oh my God, you were
That
such an Adult Swim kid because you totally mentioned Bad Robot. I love it. I love it. Okay.
I am. That's the only swimming I like to do typically.
Love it.
Does anyone have any questions? We've gone over quite a bit,
Mhm.
but honestly, plan this out, plan your visuals, and don't make the intro too long because people will want to skip it, right?
Mhm.
And the one thing that we are doing now, Heather, that I think is just acceptable is if you have a sponsor in a video, they're just now doing it in the video and not as like a monetary thing through the ad platforms.
Huh.
So people are just sticking ads right there in the middle of the videos now because us premium members,
Right.
we don't see ads. So
Right.
there's a lot of that's one thing I was thinking of. But
That's interesting. Yeah.
yeah, and then jump in the. Do we have any people raising their hand? Let me see. What do we got? What do we got? Hi, Kelsey. I know you love CapCut.
Kelsey. Yes. Anything else? Any news notifications? I have one news notification that a few news, I think it was like last week, 2 weeks ago that came out and this talking about Instagram and stuff, it jogged my memory.
All right, you go
Yes.
first because I'm going to go on a rant after I'm done this.
Okay, perfect. So, we're in the news notifications part of Dark Mode, and thank you so much for being here and listening on the podcast at darkmodelive.com and here on the replay on Clubhouse. Make sure you guys shoot us a follow, join the house, blah blah blah. So yeah, apparently, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg might have to sell Instagram and WhatsApp due to I think it was like some monopoly issue or whatever that may be, and I just find it hilarious. So that's my that's my news notification. I think it's
That
like
is hilarious.
antitrust issues. So he may have to sell WhatsApp and Instagram because of I think it's like a monopoly on the whole entire thing. So,
AKA not diverse.
right,
So,
yeah, definitely
AKA not
that.
diverse.
Right. So,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so what is your rant about? I
well,
am
I
intrigued. I'm
guess
gonna
they
lean in
can't
here.
buy TikTok then, huh?
And I swear to God, they better not
So
buy TikTok. Good God.
I'm just officially going to be offline at that point. But
Seriously.
okay, so this is kind of funny, Heather, because we talk and we try to listen. We try to be positive, Heather and I, when we talk to each other. And I remember literally on Monday or last week, sometime very soon, you were like, "Hey, don't do self-deprecating humor." And I'm like, "You're right. You're right. That's just putting myself down. It's just bad talk self, right?" And then I went to marketing week and I was just looking, and there it was in black and white. How deprecating humor helped Quaker gain relevance and credibility. And I just started cracking up.
Stop! Oh my
But listen,
God.
like 10 years ago, when I was still used under T. Ketica, I saw a billboard, and I even read about this billboard. It said, "Go humans go." And it was from Quaker. And I thought that was so freaking cool. I can't explain why it hit me so hard. I was like, yeah, maybe we are good. Maybe humans aren't pieces of shit. Maybe we can do this, whatever this means. So I think they knew their audience. That's what I think. They knew their audience, and I just think it's cool as hell. But yeah, that was one of the better ads I've ever seen. And I'll always remember it. Go humans, go.
I love
Now I
it.
don't feel very optimistic right now just because of the
Mhm.
doctors in the world at the moment, but
So
I
was
want
this
it
a
to be
book?
true.
Was this a book?
No, it's a billboard.
A billboard. No, no, no. But you said you just saw something at a thing, the self-deprecating of the Quaker. What did you
Oh,
see?
yeah, yeah. This is from Marketing News.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were talking about how Quaker uses self-deprecating humor to reach its audience, and I just thought that was so interesting
Like
because,
Quaker, like oats?
yeah,
Okay, all right. When
Quake.
you first
Oh,
said
you were
that, I
like, is
was
this a
like,
religious group?
yeah. No, I
Aren't
thought
there
it,
Quakers
yeah.
still?
No, yeah, that's what I thought they were talking about, the Quakers and self-deprecation. I'm confused, but that's so funny. Okay, yeah. I love Quakers. Quakers are the
Oatmeal.
best, but oatmeal, yes.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
fits their brand too because because they are giving us breakfast in the morning. It's almost like they're preparing us for our
Yeah.
life, like new, you know what I mean, like nurturing us
Yeah.
and setting us on our way like a kid going to school. And I just kind of appreciated it even at 42. So
No, yeah, I like that. And humans do human. When I love when humans human for good, but so go humans go. That'll be our end for today. So what are we Oh God. What is next week, Jane? Thank you everybody for being here.
next
We are here
week,
every Tuesday at 12 p.m. EST here on Clubhouse, and you can listen to the replay on darkmodelive.com or here on Clubhouse. Ma'am, what are we doing next week? What are
yeah,
we talking
next
about?
week we on the 13th we are doing systems and processes, helpful tips and tools for efficiency.
Oh
So
my God.
this is one of my
Yes.
favorite topics.
Me too.
So
I love a good system and process,
yeah,
man.
we'll get a list together and just provide some links for people for that they can
Yes.
click on after the thing. But
Yes.
yes, please join us.
Yes. And everybody, thank you for so much for being here. And I'm gonna do it this week. Dark mode disabled.